Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I'm a children's librarian at the East Hampton Library. And today from my kitchen table, I am going to show you how to do an Earth Day project, kind of Jackson Pollock style. But today is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, so we wanted to do something to honor that. What we are going to make today is out of a piece of paper, rolling marbles in paint. So this is my little Earth I made earlier. The supplies you're going to need first is a piece of paper to draw your circle on. I have a paper plate, but anything that's round will work to trace a circle. Then you'll also need a pencil for the tracing and scissors to cut your circle out. After that, you will need a box of some sort. I happen to have this little box here, but you could also use a cookie sheet, casserole dish, anything that has little edges on the side of it to keep the marbles or balls from rolling out completely. Since we will be rolling things, if you can look in my little dish here, because I have already made a sample, but I do have some marbles in there. I've got about 6 or 8. You can do it with one marble, you can do it with a handful of marbles, you can also use beads, small rubber balls, anything that will roll around a little bit. I actually have a big rubber ball here I was going to use, so if you don't have an ice tray, maybe a muffin tin would work, and then you could put some larger balls in it. But anyway, something to put the paint in and put the ball in and roll it around. I think even a cup would work if you wanted to pour paint in a cup and drop the marbles in there. So your box, something to dip the marbles in, marbles, rubber balls, beads. You'll want a fork to lift them out of the tray with. And then you will also need paint. Washable paint is always ideal, and something to cover your kitchen table with. I have both a blue and a green paint here, and they're just your basic household paint. Cover your table if you need to. I use tall kitchen trash bag works, or stuff from Amazon usually works too, even a plastic paper towel. And the last thing I think you will need is a piece of tape. So after we're done making our circle, then we will tape it and put it down in the box. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to get your supplies ready, and I will be right back. Okay, once you have all your supplies together, you want to start with whatever circle you're using to trace with, your piece of paper and your pencil. So I'm going to very quickly trace a circle here. My hands are a little bit shaky this morning, so it isn't going to be the prettiest circle. Set that aside. So for those of you who can see it, there are my circles. I have a pair of scissors. Hopefully mom or dad or nanny or older brother or sister or somebody is helping you with this. So once I'm done cutting out the circle, the next thing I'm going to do is tape the circle down to the bottom of my box. So as soon as you have it cut out, if you're a little bit faster than me, and put it in your box, take a piece of tape. I don't have double-sided tape at home, so I'm having to take the sticky tape and roll it, put it on the back of my paper. And I'm going to take it and just put it right inside my box. Your outline probably won't be there. Mine is because I made one earlier. But that's what you want right there. So if you're using a cookie sheet or casserole dish, you may want a smaller circle depending on what you have, but just make sure that your circle fits pretty flat inside your box. So the next step is going to be to gather your marbles, balls, and your dipping tray. So I've got marbles in here. And then what I'm actually going to do is add paint and just pour it right over the top. I've got marbles in 4 of the trays, and I'm going to put green paint in 1. I'm sorry, green paint in 2 and blue paint in 2. And kind of give them just they're not going to move around much, but give them a little bit of a shake. And then take your fork and scoop the marbles out and drop them into your box. And your paint may drip a little bit while you're doing this, so just be careful to make sure you're holding it over your box, not trying to drag it across the table. Yeah, the easiest thing is to get out with a fork. So if you have a better idea, maybe grabbing them with tweezers or something, but I do not have washable paint, so I'm trying to find a way to do this without making too much of a mess on my tools. Okay, so if you can see, I can't tilt it too much because my marbles are going to start rolling, but at the bottom of the screen there, you can see a couple of marbles in my box. Go ahead and tilt it all the way up and you're going to see them roll down. And look what happens when they roll. They're covered in paint. So now you're going to roll it back up this way and over. And you're just going to kind of roll it back and forth and watch the paint spread. I know it's kind of hard to see at this angle. See if I can move my computer down just a little bit. Maybe you guys can see. There we go. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better that way. Just roll them back and forth as much as you want. Looks pretty cool the way it is right now, but I think our earth is a little more covered than that with blues and greens. So I'm going to keep rolling. If you feel like you need a little more paint, you can do this as many times as you want, transferring your marbles back to your dipping station. Again, a couple in different areas. You can add more paint if you want. I've still got plenty of excess paint in mine, so I don't feel like I need to add more paint to mine, but just shake them around a little bit. If you're getting low on the paint in the tray, you can just dump the marbles out, but I still find that the scooping is a little less messy because I don't want big globs of paint on mine. Although if that happens and you do get big globs of paint, then your marbles will roll through it and spread it out. Oops. That one's going to be green and blue both just right. Okay, so let's do a little more rolling here. All right, I think that's pretty good. So here's what we have. So when you're done, go ahead and let it sit and dry before you pick it up out of your rolling tray that you have it in. And make sure you clean up your mess. And here's what you have. Happy Earth 50th Earth Day, everybody. See you next time.